Hello and welcome to another episode of the Connection Compass podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Louise Evans. On Monday, the 20th of October, I am holding an event in Manchester, building safer spaces for people to thrive through the holistic lens. If you are interested in leadership, an aspiring leader, or an interest in culture change, please check the show notes for further details. I'd love to see you there. In this week's episode, I'm talking to Aga Mortlock and Natacha Diskin, a brand photographer and stylish duo who share their journey, what inspired their partnership, and how their work empowers women to step into their confidence and show up fully as themselves. So get yourself comfy and listen in. Hello, Natasha and Aga. Welcome to the Connection Compass podcast. I'm so excited that you're here. This is my first time doing more than one person, so I'm quite excited about it. For our listeners, could you both introduce yourselves and share a little bit about what you do? So if we start with Natasha first.
Yeah, so I'm Natacha Diskin. I'm a style and wellbeing coach and the founder of Savvy Style. So my ethos is to help women dress authentically without the fear of judgment. I help women do up their wardrobes and wear clothes that represent who they truly are, and being able to do that with so much confidence over time that they're not afraid to really show who they are as well. And that tends to reverberate in how they are in their personality and their energy.
Fabulous. And Aga?
I'm Aga Mortlock, and I'm brand photographer and content creator. And I like prove people wrong because everybody hates a picture taken. But I think I'm fair to say that I make the whole process very easy. I leave women confident, buzzing, and absolutely loving the brands again. And I think creating the content who is in line with who you are, so you don't have to hide behind a logo or anything like this. So having this on your disposal, all this content, all those visuals, all those videos gets you get up and going and just fighting for your brand again and showcasing. And I absolutely love what I do.
So we all need you both in our lives.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't really do without you. So again, Natasha, how did you come into doing what you're doing? How did you become a styling coach?
So I'm a self-taught stylist. Actually, my background is in mental health. I started off as a mental health nurse and did that for quite some time, decided it wasn't for me. And then I trained as a cognitive behavior therapist. So it was whilst I was on maternity leave from that it dawned on me that a lot of my shopping habits were to fix my style, but I didn't really know what my style was. I was very on trend and very, fashion forward, but I didn't know what my style was really. And I couldn't shop like I used to. But also at the same time, I've just become a mom, and I'd also found out my mom had stage 4 cancer. So we didn't know how long we had mom at this point. So during that time, I started really thinking about what I already had. Spent hundreds a month for a very long time buying clothes. So I had a wardrobe full of amazing pieces. So I started putting them together and started researching it. And one thing that really stood out to me was actually when you dress a certain way, you can actually feel good, and clothes can be a really good tool. And there was a lot of stylists at the time talking about style and confidence, but nobody was really talking about style and mental health, or how style can actually get you through some really difficult times. So I used that knowledge really to navigate, supporting mom in the hospital bed. So I would turn up wearing a cute scarf or really nice earrings. I love big earrings like this one. Especially being a new mom, you don't always have time to wash your hair or do your makeup. So I really amped up my accessorizing, and that really helped me get me through that difficult time and support mom in her final days. And after she passed, I thought, I've got to do something here. And I'd spoken to her about it, and her response was, life's too short. The irony of it, she's lying on her hospital bed telling me that. And I thought, yeah, it is too short, and I've really got to do it. So I embarked on about a year setting up the business in the background. And in 2017, I launched, it was September 2017. And I remember my first paid client just felt like such a magic moment. and I never looked back. So since then, I've styled hundreds of women. I've coached hundreds of women and continue to do so. And the brand has gone from me styling one to one to actually creating a community around it. So it's really grown around its sort of community base and the support systems that it has in place for women as well.
Natasha, can I just ask you, in your previous world of work and comparing it to what you do now, do you feel a really expansiveness within yourself?
Absolutely. I think when I look back to my nursing career, it's very restricting. You're restricted in what you wear. You've got to wear a certain uniform. You can't wear nails. I love my nail polishes. Can't do that as a nurse. And there's that level of professionalism you always have to maintain as well, because you're representing the nursing
Mm.
profession, even when you're not on duty. So yeah, it was very restricting. I think when I qualified as a CBT therapist, that's really when I started thinking, oh, I can flex my muscles a little bit, because us CBT therapists, we're quite quirky, because we work with lots of different conditions that involve the internal world that
Yeah.
we live in. We help people make sense of that internal world and bring it out without shame as well. So that's when I started really thinking, oh, there is something in me that, has this want to get out a bit more and just be a bit out there and a bit funny with it. And I think as a CBT therapist, I allow my clients to do that. Is that thing
Yeah.
of, oh, I'll look stupid if I do that, if I ask a question. Well, let's see how stupid you can be asking that question then. Let's do it. And bringing that into the work that I do. So as a stylist now, I feel like when I'm working with my clients, I can really truly be me in that space. Of course, I'm professional,
Yeah.
and we all wear different hats, right? But my role as a CBT therapist, as a stylist, it's really important that I do that work myself as well. So although I'm on that journey with my clients, I'm also on that journey myself, and I recognize the pain points that people can go through, how difficult it can be to really show who you truly are, and it's really scary how much vulnerability is involved in doing that, but then also how great it feels when you're at the other side of it and you realize that you're so beautiful as you are, and everyone gets to see that, and it's freeing in itself. So I think because of that, I always have to set an example. I always have to be at the forefront of my own journey, because then people can see, oh, if Natasha's doing it, I can do it too. And when I'm styling my clients, being able to encourage them to push out their comfort zone is definitely, a big part of that is them seeing me doing it as well.
And so, Aga, how did you get to do what you're doing with the photography and the branding and everything that you do?
It was a funny road, I'll be honest.
Anyway.
I always loved photography. My first victim was my dog called Elsa. I was a photographer since I got my first camera when I been 10 years old. But then, you kind of try to conform. So I did masters in politics and sociology because that's what you do, right? But I really don't think that was for me. And 20 years ago, I decided, listen, it's quite similar to Natasha, maybe less dramatic situations. But I just thought, listen, now or never. I was 27, showing my age right now, and decided I'm just going to go full time, sociology, whatever. I really want to do what I want to love. And when I came to UK, because I'm from Poland, I worked in multiple studios, which is absolutely amazing. I managed to set up my own studio in Liverpool, and that was 7 years ago. Sorry, no, I'm lying to you, 14 years ago. And yeah, I worked there for 7 years, and then that was makeover studio when I make sure that women came to the studio, and it's quite similar to Natasha. You make them feel comfortable, beautiful, out their comfort zone. There was something they would never do before, and they end up with a bunch of beautiful, amazing pictures, which is nice to look at, right? But when my son was born, I'm in Manchester, traveling to Liverpool every day. That kind of proved actually tricky. And so I sold my company to my business partner, my half. And I thought, well, what I'm going to do now? So I did fashion before. I did literally everything I could do. And I came across brand photography. And that really caught my eyes because, first of all, I love people. I love working with people. That's what really makes my heart sing. I love working with women. And I had the pleasure to photograph when I was doing my fashion work for magazines, working with businesses. When I been sent by the magazine, and we did lots of great pictures of the shops or the people. Because when you work with those people, is that women or men? Generally, now I work with women mainly. You actually get that vibe from them because they're so passionate about the work. So I can put together women, business, and that brand photography fit absolutely perfectly. And I can't tell you how happy I am that everything happened for what happened. And because I'm so glad where I am right now, I get to work with people like Natasha, other absolutely amazing businesswomen, which they just need a little push, just like what Natasha does in her job, a little bit of push. They still kind of hold on with that confidence. They still don't have that kind of courage to put themselves out there. And what I gave them, what we're creating together is so amazing that they don't have any other chance. Just put everything out there and just absolutely, be happy what they've got, the gifts they've got, sharing them with the world. So I think brand photography, that's the ultimate genre in photography. I don't do weddings, I don't do any of those things. I just love what I do. So it was a long way to get to my niche, but I absolutely adore it now. Absolutely love it.
And do you have a similar thing to Natasha in that when you look to your own, there's all these stepping stones, isn't there, when we go through life that lead to something or lead to something else. Did you have that sense of, well, you kind of alluded to it in the conformity. Did you feel restricted in that as well? And then moving towards what you were doing, do you feel like you've had this expansion as well, this bloom into the skill set that you have?
Absolutely. When I was shooting in the studio and I had my own studio, as much as fun it is, every day you're coming to that studio is the same studio. You might have multiple backgrounds, right? But it's like a conveyor belt, believe it or not. It is like a conveyor belt. And you've got certain schemes and I don't want to say I was suffocating because that was business which I created, but I was suffocating. And I always was going back to my fashion background when I love creating something extreme, something editorial, a little bit crazy. Remember, Natasha, where I was shooting Tesco's with your crown and
the
sequin dress?
crown.
So I like to do something crazy on my shoots. And when you're doing this in a studio, unfortunately, you can't bring that personality, the authenticity. It's really hard to do. So now I really get to work with women who are slightly crazy like me, but on the good side. And they might be scared to showing what they've got, But I think when you become yourself, when you drop that mask and you say, sod it, can I say it actually on podcast?
Yeah. Yes.
This is me, take it or leave it. That's how I kind of construct all that, tailor-made that shoot. I really want those women to don't be worried about what other people are going to say, because the right people are going to come to you, but you really need to a little bit show what you've got and who you really are. And I think that's what bonds us, me and Natasha. We're not about putting fake masks, if that comes to style or photography. It's embracing who you are, getting the best bits out of you and bringing that together. And we've got this, what I'm saying about we, but we like to think that we've got this ability to take all those best bits and empathize. If lots of people, lots of women have got issues and stuff which holds them back. Oh, I don't look good in the pictures. My profile is this. I've got big ear, big nose, whatever I've got. Right? We're all holding back because of it. But when you've been working with women for 20 years, you exactly know what they're gonna love, what they're gonna hate. So I always put myself in their shoes. If I look at that picture, if I look at the angle, if I look at the lighting, would I be happy? Because I'm quite fussy when it comes to my picture. And I always make sure that they look like on the best day. Not fake, but like, you feeling great, you're feeling empowered. And I think we deserve it. I think we deserved feeling like we're beautiful, we're fantastic, we're gorgeous, we've got this. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Paris shoot that you did recently, that looked fabulous.
It was great. But that's the thing, what stops you from going to Paris? why not go to Paris and show that you got amazing lifestyle and your brand is expanding and you're rocking that picture with the Eiffel Tower, right? So yeah, it's just pushing a little bit further from the, your standard coffee mug shot, right? And laptop. It's just about embracing who you are, and there is really sky's no limit.
Yeah. So you collaborate, which is why we're here today, which has to be the best collaboration ever in terms of
So
women's
good.
empowerment, in terms of empowering women. And how did you meet?
I got go on. Over to you, Natasha. You're good at
Oh.
this.
So Aga and I have known each other for some time. Since before the pandemic, we were networking in the same circles. We hadn't really spoken, but we knew of each other. But it was during the pandemic when we really got to know each other, because we were on Sue Francis' project. Do you remember the fashion project?
Yes, we did. Online fashion projects.
Online. So everything was obviously not face to face. It was all done online. And I think Aga and I were one of the businesses in the pandemic who actually pivoted. Everyone went pivot, pivot, pivot. And we did. We adapted very, very quickly. I mean, I was on mat leave at the time, but I made sure that I had a very strong social media presence. So I was doing a lot of blogging about it on social media. So through that and through the online networking, I think that's kept us in that periphery. And Sue got us together on this project, and Aga photographed me and my daughter, May, my youngest. And I still use those photos now because they're just beautifully shot, all done virtually, by the way.
Yeah, that's the fun fact.
It was just fabulous. And I remember being very nervous that day because, as a stylist, I'm very good at posing and doing my social media content. But when you have a brand photographer in front of you, suddenly something goes off in your head. So Iga is amazing at making you feel at ease. And, she directed how I set up the room so that our background looked gorgeous. And, Maeve and I shone and we felt great. So that, I think, for me, kind of created that connection straight away, really, a bit more of a deeper connection. And then after that, it was just, getting through the pandemic, and we started going out to networking more, and then we met in person again. But I do remember quite significantly, so I launched Wellbeing Socials. So the aim of my Wellbeing Socials was to help women step out of their comfort zone with dressing authentically. So the challenge was always to dress as authentically as you dare. So I launched the first one at the Ivy, and guess who came? Aga came.
My green dress, because I wasn't there wearing my usual black or grey with Natasha.
And she came to pretty much all of them after that. There was we did quite a few. And they've, of course, evolved to the Tribe and Style Feel Good launch, which I collaborate with Lisa Harper on, and they are bigger now. So you can have up to 20 women instead of my initial 6. But that's how Aga and I bonded as well through the launches. We had some great launches and really good fun on them. And then Aga had the idea of us working together. But before that, I forgot this. Aga shot my brand shoot for Savvy Style, and oh my God, I knew she was good, but I didn't realize she was that good. I mean, and it was actually working on Savvy Style together. That's when I realized the power that we have in our skills, because I was doing the styling side of me for Savvy Style, and Aga was doing the branding bit. And if you look at my shoot, it's just unreal because it captures all my key messages. There's a picture of me, like Aga mentioned, very editorial, very Vogue, and I'm wearing a ball gown, full on sequins, bright yellow with a crown, borrowed from former Miss England. But it wasn't her Miss England crown, but it's a proper crown. And I'm wearing that, and I'm like by the fridge grabbing something. And I wouldn't have created that if Aga wasn't my photographer. And so because of the work we did and also exploring Savvy Style in this way and my vision for it, that was clearly captured. And, all my messages, particularly around, It's not about the size, it's the fit. That was all captured in the photography. My messages around, we don't do color analyzing because that pigeonholes women. That was captured absolutely phenomenally. And I still use those pictures now and they're still relevant.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. So I think that really brought us closer. We really bonded through that. And then, of course, the lunches really helped with that as well. And I think we work really well together. I think because we have similar visions, energy, sense of humors as well. I think you can't collaborate with somebody who you wouldn't be friends with. And I can safely say that Aga is a friend of mine, and it's just beautiful to work with a friend, but do it in such a beautiful way that it makes a difference to the clients we serve.
Yeah. So, apart from the obvious in terms of a stylist and a brand photographer and your sense of humor, have you got any skills that it makes that collaboration special? Do you complement each other's strengths and weaknesses?
Go on,
I don't
Aga,
think
you
we've
go.
got any weaknesses, don't we, Natasha?
What are you talking about?
No weaknesses. Uh, I don't know how about you, Natasha, but I really think that whenever we come together and wherever we bring those women together, the vibe is awesome. And I
Mm.
Yeah.
think it takes two people, like, because you need to have the host, and the host have to be on similar vibration. I'm quite woo, so for me,
Mm,
it's really important that I create something with people who've got similar aspiration, but also similar vibe. And I think what we create is, first of all, is very professional, because we dare to give this woman advice. We don't want them to spend money on a course whole day and just come out of there and think, oh, right, that was okay.
mm,
It has to be something which is cutting edge, is absolutely going to change their lives or the brands, but it's also going to be fun. And I
mm,
think me and Natasha, we've got this fun factor. And I know she brings that to her styling sessions. I bring that to my session, because it's not point to kind of drag something. Things should be ease, right? Things should be
Yeah.
easy. Things should be flow. And I think we've got this kind of vibe that we're quite easygoing, but professional. And we execute perfect events with those brand style revivals, but they're not stuffy. Everybody are relaxed, and I think just creating that, I think that really empowers you to be being in that situation. So yeah, I think that's what kind of brings that together, and what maybe that's our
yeah, I would.
power.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And I also think that is the organization that goes behind the scenes as well, because we take our work very seriously. Even though we do bring that fun element, what people tend to see is that journey that we take them on, and how that feels and how that makes them do better. But actually, in order to do that, that's a full skill set in itself, isn't it? To be able to help someone through a journey like that, and they actually enjoy and is fun. I think one of the biggest things that we are very good at is, taking our craft very seriously. And in doing so, what Aga and I do with all of our attendees, we will go through every single one of their social media with a fine tooth comb and have very clear notes on everybody. So it's not about people just turning up and we're winging it. We are very clear, like, because of this is our message. This is where we want you to be. This is where we know you want to be. And these are our recommendations now professionally, that they go away with something really robust that not only helps them, in the short term, but actually will help them further along. And we have seen the results of that with our attendees, and and their social media presence massively shifting, and their confidence around that massively shifting as well.
Yeah. So how long is the planning does it lead up to one event? How long does it take you?
So with the planning, I think that we've only done one event so far, and when we did the first round of planning, how long did that take us, Aga? Was it?
Couple of days, isn't it? It was a couple of
Yeah.
times where we meet up, but obviously each of us do the. So Natasha look at the people from, the more like kind of personalized styling way, when I'm more like, what's the branding, what's the logos, what's the message and stuff like that. So we worked on them separately and then bring that together, that knowledge, and thinking, right, that's where she is, how we're going to take it further, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what she's doing,
amazing.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
How we
Yeah.
can improve that. Right?
Yeah.
So it takes, it's kind of simultaneously we work together, but also we take steps. And obviously after the shoot, after the session, I take some pictures during the shoot as well, so people kind of go away with one headshot as well. So it's the edits and everything with Natasha. She does her part as well. So I really believe that they come with something absolutely amazing, which has been thought about and it's personalized. We know there is people attending those between 8 and 5 people. We're doing the second one in 3 weeks right now, but they're getting really personalized information about exactly how we could take that brand forward.
Have you seen some really big transformations from somebody being at a really low point and then their energy is completely shifted and into full confidence?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of our attendees that stand out to me. And we had one lady come in and she was very, very, very quiet, very shy, and wouldn't have her pictures done. And I styled her in a very, the pieces she brought in, because everyone is encouraged to bring something from home that I can then style them ready for when Aga takes their picture. So the picture that Aga takes is actually really capturing the styling element and then also the branding element. And it was a very sort of toned down, I think like a dark green that she went for. And it looked amazing. And that was the message for her, really, that she didn't need to be loud. She didn't need to be out there. It's embracing her inner quietness, and that's okay. But that quiet comes out in this strength, and the social media is unreal. The messages she shares on there, and maintaining that consistency with the colors that she uses is absolutely spot on. That's somebody that really stood out to me as that's why we do this. And there's lots of other examples. I could be here all afternoon talking about it, but when I look at our attendees, I really see why we do it, because these women would never have had this opportunity, and they would have still be posting and not really getting anywhere, and social media would kind of be a bit messy and higgledy-piggledy, and then you get that sense, don't you? It's like something's not right here, and I'm not attracting the right people, not attracting enough people. And they come up to our event, and then we unblock something. We had a lady come in, and she realized that the color she uses for branding is absolutely not her. She hates it.
It was amazing. It was like a proper aha moment for her, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. She hated it. And so the session actually made her realize that I need to choose the colors that I love, not the colors that someone tells me people are attracted to, because it's me wearing because you have to wear those colors sometimes, and you have to, have pictures on your social media with those colors near your face, for example, on your grid. So you need to be okay with that. So yeah, those are the really key ones that stand out to me as to the transformation that can happen from coming to mine and Aga's session.
What do you think you've learned the most from doing them about yourselves and about others?
I think it opens you definitely about the knowledge you've got, which you know that you do, but I think how versatile that knowledge is, because it's not only about styling, it's not only about brands and stuff like that. I think the key thing, what it gives people, that it's okay to be yourself and you don't need to bend over backwards to please other people. And sometimes people are worried, and I think what I love that they're taking out from it, and I think what we learn as well, that we all know that we should put ourselves there, we should be brave, but sometimes you need that, and it's weird, you need that permission that someone's going to tell you, you know what, it's okay to don't like pink. It's okay to use your baby blue, even if supporting women. It's absolutely okay. It's okay not to be shouty, not to be crazy, bubbly. It's okay to have a little bit more subdued attitude. Your people still going to come to you. So I think that's just massive learning curve. I think for us, that we unlocking this feel that it's okay to be yourself, and you're good enough, not even good enough, you're absolutely amazing. And I think that makes a difference, and that leaves people with that power that it's absolutely fine, good, I don't have to listen to other people telling me what to do. And I think when you give them also very actionable tips they can implement straight away, like pattern on how to create your grids, very simple Very simple tip, but it makes massive difference to how your grid's going to flow. If you give them those simple steps you're going to follow, that can make massive difference of how they're going to come across online. And I think that different energy they're coming at as well, to the social media and face to face. It's just creating different vibe and it just changes them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's quite an important message that you're giving there, Aga, actually, about that it's okay just as you are to be yourself, because there is so much advice on how to be online, and it can be overwhelming. And I've recognized it in myself. I would not do a dancey reel.
I wouldn't.
It's just not me.
Absolutely not.
I
It
wouldn't either.
was just not me at all. But I think to know actually you don't have to be that, you can just be yourself, is a really powerful message for everyone. What are your plans for the future?
Ooh, what's our plans, Natasha? I
Oh,
think I would
wow.
love to take that further and maybe do like an amazing retreat where we go away somewhere nice and sunny.
Yeah.
I didn't tell Natasha that yet.
I'm like, oh, this sounds
Yeah, and
good.
I think again, we those workshops are so easy to do and not easy in terms of, but I think we've got this and we can roll with those. But I think what's next, I think it would be nice to have nice. I'm not saying that we don't have nice locations, but sometimes I think taking yourself out of your general equation, environment, and plunking yourself somewhere really, really nice where you can, unlock all those different
Yeah.
things, push yourself a little bit. I know everybody does retreats, but I think our retreats, Natasha, would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that would be, yeah, I agree. That sounds absolutely amazing. And I think there is potential for this workshop to grow into and evolve into something that is more than a day for sure. I think to everything we teach on that day, there's a lot there. And part of the challenge of creating this was to condense everything that we both know into a day. That was quite challenging.
Right.
So actually being able to maybe hyper focus on some of those points and pull them and spend a bit more than a day on it would be amazing in a gorgeous setting, abroad somewhere with lovely women, gorgeous food. And yeah, that would be great. And I also think that there is potential here for making it specific to, for example, influencers or specific to particular types of business, like corporate businesses, for example. So making it a little bit more, rather than being more diversified, they're kind of making it more specific for people as well. But it is, we are planning to run more. So this was our second one for 2025. We are planning to run the same again next year. I think we want to at this stage perfect our formula and make sure it's a watertight, works every time. We have different intakes, and yeah, also include the options of doing more abroad as well. Which Aga, you have a lot of experience of with going to Paris.
I can see you in a nice lake house somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's collectively. What about individually? What have you got plans? And if we go to Natasha first with your styling business, what are your plans going forward? And also, where can we find your work? I'll put that information in the show notes anyway, but you can let us know. And
Yeah. So what's coming up for Savvy Style? I'm nearing the end of the seventh year. So Savvy Style will be 8 years old in September. So I'm a finalist for She Inspires. So I've won the award in 2023 for fashion and beauty. This year I'm up for Shiro. So that's quite an important one for me because despite everything I do for the business and creating this business from nothing on my own, I've also had to deal with massive life adversity. And I still continue to do so, but I've continued serving my community throughout it. What Savvy Star wants to aim to do is serve more of the community. So really focusing on those collaborations like I've done with Aga. So do have more collaborations in the pipeline for 2026. I can't reveal what they are yet 'cause we're still working on a few things, but 2026 will have more collaborations. And also public speaking. I'm a very good public speaker. I think I have a lot to say about aspects of styling that women really need to wake up to, including societal expectations around it. And my public speaking really focuses on that as well. And already I'm getting asked to do a big event next year, speaking to 150 women at a charity fundraiser in 2026. And I have one also at the end of this year. So that's really exciting, really building on that public speaking side. I also do networking groups. So a very exciting thing is expanding my networking group. So I've got Worsley Women's at the moment, which is doing really well. Expanding to Bolton. So there will be Savvy Style Bolton coming. And this is a networking group that is designed for female business owners who really want to hone in on their styling and improve their personal style alongside growing their business. So as Aga and I have very well demonstrated, that your style is a big part of your branding. So why not network and focus on that? So every meeting will be a normal networking meeting, but I will also offer a tiny teach. So 10 minutes of a tutorial on styling, and all my speakers will be speakers who are aligned with personal styling as well. And this is going to be in collaboration with She Inspires Awards, which is very exciting. So the biggest collaboration so far for Savvy Style. So it's great to have that on board. So yes, that's what's coming up for Savvy Style now. And I'm very, very excited. And on top of that, there's the styling side of it. So I really, really want to hone in on my craft as a stylist. So, for me, it's, working with my one-to-one clients as well. So I still have one-to-one work coming in, which is great. Some exciting clients coming in. I seem to attract more business owners now. So like similar to Aga, I love working with women in business because actually these women make a difference and they need that push, they need that little bit of a help, and then they're off they go, they fly, and they serve so many more women because of that. So for me, those are the sort of clients I really want to work with. Where people can find me, I am on social media and my handle is Savvy Style and the number one. I am on there quite frequently. I usually do reels and stories and posts. You can also find me on Facebook, same handle, and you can connect with me on Facebook and friend request me. It's Natasha with a C, Natacha Diskin on Facebook. And also there's the website, which is the hub of everything. So if you want to learn everything about Savvy Style, what we do, how it all works, it's all on the website, which is savvystyle number one.com.
Sounds amazing.
Oh, that sounds like 3 lifetimes.
I know. And I have kids as well. I'm single parenting alongside all of that.
Natasha.
Yes, super women. Aga, what's in the pipeline for
Oh
you?
my God, how you can follow that? I'm slightly lazy, yeah. I mean, put it that way. No, it's whatever I do and whatever my career is going to take me. This is always going to be involving women and making them that they feel and look absolutely amazing because we think we all deserve it. So apart from brand photography, when obviously I can photograph people one-on-one, I also last year I launched VIP brand days, which include brand shoot, but also strategy session when we coming together, looking at your social media, looking at your website, thinking what we can improve. Lots of people sometimes still feel a little bit overwhelmed when it comes to the social media, how to tackle it. And I know it might feel overwhelmed, but sometimes there is some tricks to those things, can make it so much easier, like scheduling and stuff like that. So I had quite a few uptakes for my VIP brand days, and they were absolutely amazing because it's going through all your brands, thinking 3, 6 year ahead. What's your marketing strategy? What you wanna put out there? Who's your ideal client? So a little bit going deep, and then having those images to obviously help your message to go in the right direction and hit the right people. And also, obviously, I love going abroad with my clients, and I'm going to continue doing it. And Natasha asked me yesterday, so Aga, have you enjoyed Paris? She actually enjoyed it. And I admitted it was hard work in terms of physically demanding, but I had the best time. And I think being able to photograph those stunning women in those stunning locations, I'm not saying Cheshire or UK, it's not stunning, absolutely not. But I think that's just something extra I would like to carry on. And it doesn't have to be Paris all the time. I've done those in Barcelona, multiple places. But I really think I would like to put my business that direction. So if women wants to go and have not only 3 days away from the families and spend time for themselves and also with amazing, another inspirational women network, bit of cheese and wine doesn't hurt anyone, right? And having amazing pictures on top of that, I really like to kind of bring that together, that joy and work and content. I think it's just perfect mixture. And I also work on a few workshops right now. I've got a mini shoot, which is happening in 6 weeks, and I'm putting that together with a social media manager. We got together, and obviously, I think it's nice to show how exactly, we can embrace that social media, and I'm taking pictures. She's going to do the videos. So there's lots of collaborations going on because I think that we should really embrace it. I know that lots of people are going to say, I hate social media, I hate my website, I really don't want to be visible. Why do you make me? But that's our reality, okay? So sooner you're gonna, embrace it in your own way, obviously, the better it's going to be for your brand. It's going to be better for you. And it's actually not as scary as you might think. It's actually better than you might think. We always say fear is got big eyes, right? Sometimes we fear something which actually is not there. And it's all about practice, putting yourself out there, doing videos, showing people who you are, popping out here and there, and connecting with those clients. So I really would like to carry on showing women that it's not scary, it can be fun, and it can really amazingly put your business out there and do it with confidence.
Where can people find you?
So it's pretty much everywhere, right? I'm like a rash. Main thing is Aga Mortlock Photography. That's my website. You're going to find me on Instagram. It's Aga Mortlock Photog, Aga Mortlock Photography on Facebook. Put Aga Mortlock. I'll hop out and you'll find me. And I think the best way, if you're actually looking for booking the brand shoot because you're sick and tired of your old headshots and when you look like rabbit in the headlights or anything like that, if you actually want to take that leap, the best way is just jump on a call with me. So you can book that discovery call where we actually chat and see what you want, who you are, and we can tailor that together. And I think creating that rapport from the beginning is really important because I'm your friend. I want the best for you and I want to work to bring all that together. I want you to be happy. That's what I want. That's the bottom line.
Thank you. Aga and Natasha, it's been an absolute joy speaking to you both. I knew this would be an energetic podcast. I just absolutely loved it. And I love what you do individually and, together. It's really powerful. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of The Connection Compass. If you think it will help someone else, please leave a review. Don't forget to check the show notes for the details of the up-and-coming event in Manchester, building safer spaces for people to thrive through the holistic lens. If you have any questions about the podcast, please visit Andrea L. Evans' Facebook page. And remember to keep talking, keep connecting for a more interconnected world.